Welcome to Pillar 6 training. Now, if you are just coming across this and you're like, Pillar 6, what happened to 1 to 5? Then I want you to go back. Either side of this video, you'll see links to watch the previous ones. Now, these trainings are very powerful because I want to share with you the simplicity of the 6 pillars in order for you to scale your business to 6 figures. We do not need complex funnels. We don't need to over strategize things. Let's just make things really kind of straightforward and simple. So, you hear this quite a lot, that simple scales. It's true, okay? It isn't the people that have got their businesses to 6, 7 figures because it's all really complicated and intricate. It's not. Let's keep it really kind of simple here. So, we spoke about a lot in these past 5 trainings. And in the 6th pillar, I want to speak about you now being supported. So when I talk about who's supporting you in the back end, this is that you have already got your subconscious on board, okay? You've already rewired it for success. The default is now that you get to have a multiple 6, 7, whatever it is that your goal is, business. You then have the strategy to marry with that. Okay, so it's always going to come first with the subconscious. Then to marry with that is going to be the simple strategies, what you need. And that's what I teach. Simple, soulful strategy. Once you have those 2 in place, then you want to feel like your business is being supported and held. This is why you are able to go out on the school run and still make sales. This is why when you're out for a massage and you come out to your Stripe notifications. This is why when you're going away for the weekend with your biz besties to celebrate your incredible results, your incredible success, you're feeling like a badass, you're on top of the world, and you are still signing people into your offers. And this isn't because you are literally glued to your phone. This isn't because you're doing everything manually. This is because you have the systems to support you. And that's kind of really what I want to dive into in this training. From my experience, I had a VA literally from probably my first year into business, maybe just over a year. I then hired my first VA, virtual assistant. So this can look different for everybody. I've had clients that bring them in straight away. I've had clients then wait. I've had clients that start off with minimum hours and then kind of grow as their kind of business grows. But the one thing I think you need to get really comfortable with and understand is your zone of genius. For example, you could be spending your time marking out your website, or you could pay someone that's their zone of genius and they can get it done like that. That they know what they're doing. When it comes to my VA, what she's able to what my team take off me, my zone of genius is not spagging. It's not spellation, punctuation, and grammar. That is not my vibe, okay? So I have my team that then look over that and review that. My team are really good at I have the bigger vision. I have I want to do this and I want to do this and this is what this could look like. And then my team go and actually implement that. Because what happens with that, it then enables you to spend your time doing what you're really good at. Doing things in your business that are actually going to create sales and sign new clients. That is what's going to create your business to flow and to grow. And in order for it to flourish to where you want it to get to, you have got to be okay with offloading and be right, this is your thing, brilliant. Does that mean that I've made some mistakes in business? Yes. I have delegated out when I probably didn't need to. And one of those things, one that comes to mind is when it came to Facebook ads, when I was doing them, I then delegated out to a team. It was quite premium. The monthly kind of payment to it, and really I was getting great results kind of doing it by myself. It wasn't taking up too much of my time, so it was good to go. So when it comes to business, you want to look at what's actually really going to create you more revenue and more time by doing that, and then what's actually taking energy away from you, and you're thinking actually that's I'm having meetings about meetings when I can kind of just do this by myself, right? So kind of finding that balance. So some of the things that I would definitely say is a VA and have a team. Also, from someone that's a busy mum that runs 2 businesses and works 3 days a week, batch creating is my bestie. I batch create my videos, I batch create my podcasts, I batch create when it comes to my content. Why? Because it saves me so much time. Every time I don't need to be getting into that energy of what shall I post today? Or what should I do a video about? Or what do I want this week's podcast to be about? I got taught this really early on, and I completely stand by this. Like, treat your business as if you are a CEO, and it will pay you as if you're a CEO. If you're treating it like a hobby and a little bit like, oh, let's just kind of see how this goes, and oh, I need to record a podcast today that goes out tomorrow. Like, are you really planning like a CEO? Are you really planning for the future? If you're saying to me you want to scale your business to multiple six figures, are you acting like that in a day-to-day basis? Because someone that is kind of just like winging it, let me call it, or waiting till you're in alignment, or just kind of want to go with the flow and don't like deadlines. Like, I've got plenty of clients that are like that. And me to myself, like, I was very much like that. But what one of my coaches once said to me, and it really landed with me, she was like, Tash, you're the water and I'm the glass that holds it. And I was like, I love that. Because just because you want to be in flow and it wants to feel good and easy, and it still can, but you can have structures and systems that support that. Because guess what? I am now more in flow. I have more time to myself to get out in nature, to be creative than I did before, because I'm being so organized. Everything is strategically planned, right? And I want to kind of go through a few systems that I use currently today, which has helped me to scale my business. Because if you're not using this or some form of this, then it's definitely could be a bottleneck in your business. So like I mentioned at the start of the training, you really want to be focusing on your subconscious first and foremost. Like, the way you think and feel about your business, is it aligned to where you want to get to? If you're saying to me, Tash, I really want to make multiple six figures, yet you're sitting there second guessing your content, you're then not wanting to raise your prices because you're scared that someone else won't pay it, then it's not aligned for you being that CEO version of yourself, the one that's making multiple six figures, okay? So the first and foremost, it's always the subconscious work. Then you want to marry it with the strategy. Are you doing things strategically in your business that are moving the needle in your business, signing new clients, making money, but also feels freaking good? Like, strategy that lights you up, that you're like, this feels so freaking good. I feel excited to do this. And then we want to, once you've married them two together, then we want to look at the systems and structure. And this is what I do with all my one-on-one private clients. We kind of do like a brain dump of what's working in your business right now, what's not working, how are you thinking, how are you feeling, how do you want to think, how do you want to feel, what is the CEO version of yourself, the badass that's making X amount of money, that's sending out launches, she's doing retreats all around the world, she's got a top 10 podcast, maybe you want to write a book, like whatever it is. And how can we energetically bridge that gap? How can we marry it with the strategy that is going to align with your 2024 goals, right? Next year, 2025 goals. So really kind of looking at that, and then looking at where the systems can help you. So the first thing I would say is your client relationship manager, CRM. How is that playing a part in your business right now? How are you using that, if you're using that? So I want you to think about, you've got HubSpot, you've got Dubsabo, and I really want you to think about, this organizes a lot to do when it comes to like your clients. So when it comes to their data, when it comes to automations, when it comes to tracking your leads, when it comes to like contracts, when it comes to giving you those kind of high level stats that you want, of do you know where this one-on-one client is in her journey? Do you know how many client calls she's had? If you've got a group program, are you tracking everyone that's turned up to the lives? How far they're on the program? Have they put in their homework? Being able to track that without manually, physically kind of having to do it, because it can be very, very time consuming. So you want to make sure that you can look at this from a journey of, someone comes into my world and this is what the process will look like. So you can kind of mark and track that all the way off. This is really good when something isn't working in let's say one particular customer journey. You can look at it and be like, this is where they kind of fall off. Right, I need to look at that. Because when you're thinking about growing your business and scaling it, it's not about having X amount more offers. What it's about is having streamlined offers, having someone that can come in seamlessly into your world, join your group program, have the onboarding process done for them, come into, whether it's a Facebook group or it's a Slack channel, having access to the online portal. All of these things you don't want to be manually doing, and nor do you want your team to be doing. So you want to be looking at how that can support you in your day-to-day basis. Then you want to look at what is managing your projects. How are you communicating with your team? Now, what I love and what I use is ClickUp, but you can also use Asana. I used Asana before, but I feel like ClickUp's just so much more better. But I think it's also down to preference. Trello, I used to use that with my one-on-one clients. And these are really good because they manage multiple projects. So if you are having more than one person in your team, this is just the sweet spot. And even the way you organize it. Okay, so you can have, like, I've got one that's just about clients. I've got one that's just about audios. I've got one that's just forms. I then have a whole section that's just where me and my team communicate. She's got her tasks that she does daily, weekly, monthly, right? And then there's other ad hoc stuff. And then how we communicate is through WhatsApp. That's just my vibe. I love instant WhatsApps. I'm not someone that is like living up in ClickUp all day, every day. Like if I click on and I see like 102 notifications, I'm like, oh no. So you have to be doing in business what really works for you. Some people love that. Some people getting up and jumping inside of sauna the first thing in the morning is just like the best thing ever. It's just not a vibe for me. I like to go in when I do. I like to know what I need to be looking at, what I need to be tracking. Like I don't need all the details. Like you do not need to be giving me all this. I want like high level kind of stuff. And I just find this just gives such an organized vibe to your whole business. I just feel like I'm living my best life, my best CEO life, when I'm inside ClickUp and I see it all nice, smartly organized, and it's all got ticks and everyone knows what they're doing. It's just like, yeah, you want it to be running like a very well oiled machine. That's what you want to be doing. And this is why relying on these systems are so important, because they can literally trigger when somebody new joins the world. That can normally trigger like an automation that happens without you even physically having to do that. And it can mark off, okay, this is what team 1 needs to do, team member 2 needs to do, team 3, and then it goes to the CEO, for example. So I want you to look at that. Another thing you need is a very good email marketing system. Now, I have done for years used ActiveCampaign. I'm actually currently looking at some other ones at the moment because I think there's some adjustments that could be made with ActiveCampaign. But you've got like ConvertKit, you've got MailChimp. I used MailChimp when I first started. I know it's changed a lot now, so it's probably improved tons. But you want to be having an email marketing tools like this that can nurture leads. When people come into your world, let's say in a freebie, what are you doing to nurture them in order for them to become a paying client, to start that customer journey? It isn't just enough to just grab someone's email and then that's it. What are you actually doing with it? Because you could be leaving thousands of pounds on the table if you're not actually using email marketing. Absolutely. So I want you to be looking at that, making sure that you're providing valuable content, making sure that you're selling, making sure that you're giving that next call to action. Let's say you've got a freebie on one of the platforms, let's say Instagram, how are you bringing them off that and then bringing them onto your email marketing so that you can nurture them even more, and then bring them from that maybe onto another platform and to another, and just allowing them to consume in different ways, different forms of content. Something for what I find works really, really well is long form content. So my podcasts convert very, very well. When I do live series like this, when you get to really kind of come into my world, you get to see how I coach, how I think, my energy. You get to come in so much more deeper than when you're just reading a post. So email marketing can be absolutely potent AF for that one. So I want you to look at that. And then one thing that I always see, my clients come and they go, Tash, I want to be creating like daily sales every single day. And I'm like, here for it. What are you doing at the moment? What does that journey look like if someone comes into your world? And you're like, well, it's this, and then it's this, and then this. And I'm like, it's just all too clunky. If you do not have a seamless way of somebody paying you, then how do you expect it to be seamless to pay you? If it feels really clunky and someone's got to jump out of this and then jump into this, and then someone's got if you just want to make it very easy for someone to pay you. So, PayPal, Stripe, these types of things, just make it so seamless that you can connect up to your sales page, straight onto your Stripe account, and then bang, straight into your account, right? So you want to make it really, really simple and flowy is the word I like to use for people to be paying you all of the time. Like if you want daily sales every single day, I want to be looking to see in your business how you are creating daily sales, how you are holding daily sales. Okay, and this is why this strategy is so important in this part. And then looking at how are you holding your memberships? How are you looking at looking after your customers? Yes, they've come in, they've bought, great, but are you using the right membership platform for them? Is it really user friendly? We used to use WordPress, and it was just very clunky and didn't like it. I want it to be really seamless. Now what we use at the moment is Podia, but you can use like Kajabi, you can use Teachable, there's so many different platforms you can use. But you've got to be, firstly, I would go into it from the perspective of is if you are the user. Go into it, experience it, use it, and be like, oh yeah, this feels really good. And there's gonna be lots of pros and cons for lots of them, but that's why I feel like Podio just kind of, and it's really up and coming. They're great at like you giving them feedback, and then they go away and they kind of work on it. Now, there's going to be pros and cons to lots. Like, for example, Kajabi's, their design just looks a lot better than Podia, for example. But like, don't get too into like the nitty gritty of it all. Like, you just want something that actually works. And by doing all these things, the payment processes, the email marketing, your online portal where your customers are taken care of, having all of these things to then manage your manage your team, just makes your business streamline. It makes you feel held. You're supported. You've got the bigger vision. You've got your subconscious on. You've got your strategy working. And then these types of systems hold everything in together. So don't think that, you can kind of just wing it and let me just post when it feels good, and let me just, someone wants a contract, because you're going to feel like you're torn. Someone's just signed up and you're like, I need to send them a contract, and has she finished the last bit of her thing? Is she in the membership, or did she finish out? Or like, it's all just going to feel so overwhelming. Your subconscious mind is going to go, no. It's going to want to go to the path of least resistance. So it's not going to be able to support you in scaling your business to 6 figures and beyond. So this is why systems are so freaking important. And this is why with the triple S is what I help my one-on-one clients do. So we look at your subconscious mind, we rewire it for success. So you're not replaying the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting to have different results. You need to align that with the strategy that you're doing. And not strategy that just, I hired a coach and she told me to do this because it worked for her. Does it feel good to you? What I do with my one-on-one clients is bespoke strategy. So we look at your business and what you want to do. We look at your time, we look at what freedom means to you and how we can support that level of freedom by systems, by the strategy, and rewind your subconscious mind with it. So it's like the triple S. Something in being a performer, what we used to always say is when someone was good at dancing, acting and singing, they were called a triple threat. You would not want to be around that triple threat, right? Because you're going to any audition and that girl can sing, she can dance, and she can act. I mean, you might as well sit the F down. She's got it. This is exactly the same, but when it comes to you running your business like a CEO, you want to be that triple threat. You want to have your subconscious mind on board, you want to have the strategy that backs it up, and then you want to be held by your systems and feel supported to be able to create and scale your business beyond your wildest dreams. And I want to help you do that. So send me a DM, let's have a chat inside our messages, and let's find out where you are right now in your business. What is working? What are you doing in regards to your systems? What work have you done on your mindset? What work of your strategy is working? What's not working? Because then we can look at creating a bespoke journey for the next 3 or 6 months of us working together to really be able to scale your business, but in a way where it doesn't feel like hustle, it doesn't feel like overwhelm, it doesn't feel like, you've got to be like, yeah, I got to go in hard. No. What if it could feel freaking good? What if your nervous system can be regulated and understand that actually scaling my business to 6 figures doesn't scare me? Like, I feel like ready for this. I'm already at this level. Now I'm looking to scale the F up with this. Brilliant. Let's have a freaking chat, because you are someone that I want to work with. I only work with women that have big, huge, audacious goals, that are go-getting, they are self-led, they are ambitious, they are hungry, they're already doing the work, they've done work on their mindset, but now they're ready to take this to a deeper level. They're doing the strategy, it's working, but it needs tweaking. Maybe we need to refine your messaging, maybe we need to look at your content codes, maybe we need to look at what your product suite is and how it feels aligned to you and your business. And then we definitely need to look at how you're feeling supporting your business. So let's have a chat. I look forward to having a conversation with you inside my DM.